Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video. And today we're going to be talking about why Cardano is going to be a top 5 coin. And I also need to let you all know that at the 31st of July, we're going to be giving away $500 worth of crypto. If you enjoyed that, make sure you press the like button on this video and put a comment down below. Now, having said that, the video I've recorded here was actually recorded a couple of months ago, but as I said before, it got deleted on my channel. Now, I just quickly checked through the video to see if all my opinions still hold, and yes, they do. I still think Cardano is going to be a top 5 coin. There's a huge amount of reasons. One of them is the previous video that I just did. I think it must be maybe today, maybe yesterday, maybe a couple of days ago. I don't know when I have posted it. It was actually talking about how good Cardano really is, what they've achieved, what they're going for, and yada yada yada. And I actually expressed a few of my opinions in that video as well, going over the secret partnership that Cardano is having right now. In the video though, I established a couple of reasons again why I think Cardano is so good and why I think all these price fluctuations of right now don't matter too much. But basically, to put it into a very small basket for y'all, Cardano is just so underrated. They're of such a high level. Not too many people are feeling it yet. Not too many people are realizing it yet. But this is going to be insane. But guys, make sure you watch the whole video. It's pretty enjoyable, very, very educational, very cool. This is not financial advice though, but I think it is a pretty interesting video. Enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back to another crypto video. And today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite coins, Cardano ADA. As most of you guys know, Cardano is one of my favorite long-term coins that is out there, and today I want to talk with you guys about why I think that ADA is going to be a top 5 cryptocurrency. So as you guys might have already noticed, I have a ton of articles open at the top here. Yes, I got a lot of them open. This is for good reason though, as I think that with a little bit of these price analysis, we can conclude, or at least try to form a conclusion as to why Cardano will get into the top 5. But I do want to already warn you guys that this is more of a theoretical thing. It is very hard to measure a position in the coin market cap with TA, since most of these crypto follow Bitcoin. That's number one. And second of all, there might be as much TA as you can find. You still won't really know what is going to happen. You don't know the advancement that it's going to make. You don't know how well everything will be received that they do. You don't know how fast their projects are going to be and how fast these things develop. Those are all variable things which may hurt or break the position of Cardano. Also, it is very hard to determine what the other cryptos are going to be doing. So that is why you should always be prepared that this is more of a theoretical thing, and thus we're just trying to place it right this second at the 5th spot. What we need for Cardano to change to get there. All right, having that said, I also want to say I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, but it is hella fun, and we got a lot of crypto talk to cover. So, can Cardano break into the top 5 by 2020? Here we're already looking a year in the future, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because if we're talking about April of 2019, then the answer is most likely no. All right, for Cardano to really spike up, grab themselves and drag them up, they would need a 100% gain, even a little bit more than that, and realistically speaking, that's just very far-fetched. It can happen, can occur, but it's far-fetched. By the way, I'm seeing here a very, very nice rally on Bitcoin Cash again, 10% on the hourly. Don't know what's going on with that one, but I don't like to trade it. I've lost so many times, and half of those times has been due to Bitcoin Cash because it's just too hard to predict. It's just one hell of a coin that I don't like. But again, coming back to 2019 statement, it is very difficult for a coin to gain that much momentum, gain that much market cap in such a short amount of time with no huge things changing and with the general trend not being that positive. It's just really quite difficult for them. So 2019 can happen though, right? April 2019, like right this second, nah, but maybe in the end of 2019, it could hypothetically happen already as well. Right now, it is ranked the 9th, and it's actually only 18 months old, which is actually already kind of crazy. And they got a $39 billion market cap. Here it says 34, but of course it had already gone up a little bit. There's a little bit of back knowledge here to what Cardano is and how it is made, why it is made, saying that Charles Hoskinson founded this, and he of course founded Ethereum as well, or at least is one of the co-founders. things like that, Cardano has been performing quite greatly. And Cardano has a lot of strong fundamentals with the way that it is being, with the things that it is trying to do to get into the top 5 by 2020. But now, what are the positive drivers that could get Cardano into this position? One of them is the Ledger integration that already happened just now. So we were really waiting eagerly for Cardano ADA to get listed on the Ledger Nano S wallet. It took a very long time, and it was anticipated for a long time, but it happened. I think that gave people a lot more confidence, as you can store your coins forever now. And also, since it was one of the things that people were just waiting for, that they kept stalling, even though it was Ledger most likely that kept stalling it and not Cardano themselves. But that might have also really hurt the coin in a turn, which is now fixed and might now just turn into positive things for the course of the future. And it was highly anticipated, of course, and it's very cool right now. Now users can protect their private keys through the help of Yoroi, developed by Emergo, the commercial arm of Cardano. That was actually another thing I had to mention. Real trading volume. One of the things that is annoying possibly with Cardano is the low ass volume that they got. 120A right now, which is just really quite sad, so to speak. But according to research posted on Reddit, it has become apparent that over 90% of the crypto trading on exchanges is grossly inaccurate. That's really interesting, isn't it? This is actually an article that they posted on their website as well, explaining why it is really inaccurate. The majority of reported trading volume is said to be fake. With crypto, it's not really becoming bigger, is it? It's a little bit. The majority of reported trading volume is said to be fake, with crypto being bought and sold back and forth to artificially boost that trading volume. However, according to data from OpenMarketCap, Cardano is the only cryptocurrency within the top 10 that has over 50% real volume. And that, my friends, is actually kind of crazy. Cardano is the realest coin out of all of these, but you can see what they're saying here. This is the only coin that has over 50% real volume. Is that not strange that they have more than 50% fake volume, all those coins? It's just really hard for me to imagine, but all right, if they say so, I'm just going to take the word for it. You can check out the analysis here. We're not going to debate that though. Going to take that as given. And over the long term, the fact that more than half of the trading volume for Cardano is actually real will greatly help the Cardano supporters feel comfortable that the growth of their crypto is actually really genuine, and it will increase their confidence, whatever. We also got mainnet 1.5 release, of course, from March, and the transition from the Byron to the Shelley phase is also one thing that really has a lot to do with this. And that also brings to the next point, which is again entering the Shelley phase, the most anticipated thing for Cardano possibly ever. This is one of the most anticipated phases. So perhaps the most compelling reason for Cardano to reach that top 5 cryptos is the Shelley phase of development within the project. The Shelley phase will see the crypto consensus algorithm shift towards POS with the Ouroboros BFT consensus protocol implemented. The Ouroboros protocol is said to be the first POS protocol that matches the security provided by proof of work protocols. So again, I quickly give you guys some insights here. Cardano is proof of stake. There's a lot of cryptos that are proof of stake, yes, but Cardano is not doing it the normal general way. No, they decided proof of stake is nice, energy efficient, and the con to it is that it is not that secure. And what they then try to do is create a proof of stake that can match the proof of work security things, and they mixed it. They matched it. They did it. And that's what they're trying to implement here and trying to innovate, and that's what makes them so ridiculously special and great. So it will have a lot of benefits, and although the user will not change, or for the user experience, the change to the Shelley phase will not change much. The Shelley phase will involve a complete migration from one code base to another, and therefore it will not happen overnight. The first hard fork will update the new rules for the Shelley phase in an inactive state, which will then be activated a few weeks later. For an overview of the stages of the Shelley phase, take a look at this article right here, which is, again, the Cardano Shelley release article on this website. Will Cardano's Shelley be released on time? Very interesting article. I think we already covered it in one of the videos, though. I recommend you guys to check that out if you have no idea what I'm talking about. And the Shelley phase will be one of the main drivers to push that Cardano into the top 5, and I can totally agree with that, guys. I think it is going to be one of the major catalysts here. Now, again, we got some TA here, and I want to kind of put some emphasis on that with all the articles that I got on the side here to give you guys a clearer vision on that. But let's see here. Before being able to reach the 20-cent target, the market will have to break above 18 and 19 cents. And again, they explain these values above here a little bit. Most of the values, not 18 and 19 cents. After Cardano reaches 20, though, its market cap will also have a value of $5.18 billion. Provided that the top 5 cryptos does not rise too much during this time, Cardano will be closing in the 5th ranking. Well, right now that's not the case anymore, though, guys. It's already a 5.7-ish billion that they would need, so that moves quickly. And also, realistically speaking, if Cardano goes up by like 150%, these other coins are at least going to move a little bit, so it's not going to stay there. To conclude here, Shelley is going to be one of the main drivers that's going to push Cardano over this line. It's just going to keep pushing it up. Another thing that's definitely in the back here is how they are trying to change the game, the more educative approach to everything, if that's even a word. And, of course, taking their time and quality over quantity, taking the qualitative approach. I don't know if all these words that I'm saying are really words, but they're doing it the good way. And I'm just totally Cardano fan. I just notice every time I make a video about them. Cardano price prediction, downside thrust before fresh rise. Right now, a downside thrust would normally sound like a bad thing, right? I have 2 reasons for you straight up why it is always a good thing. First off, whenever the price goes down, it is more buy opportunity for you. And second of all, if you're a Cardano hodler here, you are already with a mindset to hold a coin for longer, because we all know that Cardano is not a coin that's going to change into $10 per coin overnight here. It's actually a very good development phase that they're going through right now. Of course, they already got some real things in, as the card in the eastern areas, but we know that Cardano is a coin that will really bear fruits later on the line, on the timeline. And the downside thrust does not really matter right now if you're holding for a longer term anyway. Depending on how you're doing it, if you're shorting or longing, you know, you bought with long and the price goes down, and you bought with leverage maybe possibly, then you might be screwed, right? But if you just bought some Cardano coins, you got them in a wallet locked up somewhere, all these downside thrusts don't really matter in a negative way, and they can only benefit you if you want to buy some more Cardano, or if you decided to sell some now, you want to buy some back, things like that. But generally, I think that every move to the downside is just a fine thing. It doesn't hurt me ever, so I can also never really get angry. One thing that I do mention in this article, though, is the second part of their title, thrust, downside thrust before fresh rise. And a fresh rise, things like that are what, you know, makes my finger tingle a little bit, because I gotta check out always what they mean with that. And the general idea here is not too good, right? They're explaining some very minor moves here. More importantly, there is a key bullish trend line in place with current support at 8.75 cents on the same chart. And if there's a break below the trend line, the price must uphold the 850 support area to remain in positive zone. Whatever, but they're not really talking about our future, and thus this article is kind of useless for if you want to know if the coin will get into the top 5. But it does give us a good perspective of how you should think about the price movements, because that's why I chose this one. The title is very good, because it gives you guys some more insights. Cardano price prediction for April, May, and June 2019. Will the bull last till Q3? So, of course, we got the first quarter, January, February, March. April, May and June are then the second quarter, and then afterwards we start with Q3. And the question here is, after all of these months, are we still going to be in a positive uptrend, right? Because right now, there's been a little bit of an uptrend going here with, I guess here it is actually not to be seen, but it's a minor uptrend, right? The general trend here is still negative, bearish, because we are sloping downwards and still within the channel of what they were predicting, though minor, definitely an uptrend here. As you can see, it's very clear to see higher highs, lower highs. Higher highs and higher lows. That was what I was trying to say. So definitely a minor uptrend. They're talking with indicators again, but the cool part actually comes all the way. Where was it now? All the way down wait, guys, I'm a little bit lost within the article here. There is a longer term somewhere. Am I mixing up articles now? That should not be the case. But actually, this was a very, very good article. I wanted to point that out again. I need to mark things again, guys, when I'm talking about articles. There's a specific part that I'm looking for, but I cannot seem to find. Oh, guys, that's too bad. That's too bad, because this is again about the history, but I didn't want to talk about the history because most of the time, the history, I see a lot of you guys say history does repeat itself, but I generally find that history can repeat itself, but it's not a given, and thus I will not really base my opinion too much on that, at least when we're talking about longer term history, so, months into the past. But let's quickly read this little part here. It does actually help. As we can see, ADA presents a strong uptrend at this time despite its general behavior. This allows us to deepen their search for matching patterns to try to establish a solid correlation that allows us to infer the price band for the rest of Q2 of 2019, almost a year since the last bullish break. Alright guys, there was one part, now again, that I had to really read for you guys, but oh wait, it is this part. I remember again, guys. I was looking at this and I was like, why are they looking at it so far back and what are they doing? And then I noticed, all right, they're looking at historical data and they're saying, all right, the past will repeat itself. The past is what we're going to follow here. And that's what got me thinking about saying that. But this was the thing that I had to read for you guys. So in this graphic, we find several important facts to highlight. So number one, the wedge and support pattern with an ascending channel formed from the inflection point generated on December 12th, 2018. So it is very hard for me to say where that is. It is right around here. I would say this is the inflection point, right? Since they're saying like inflection point, so it goes from this type. Wait, actually inflection point can mean two things, but in this case they mean the slope is changing from down or negative to positive. Since that does look to be December 12th-ish as well. Wait, no, it should be December. This is 2019. Should be right about here. Yes, that does work out. Cardano is fulfilling its second wave of Elliott, which must end on May 26th at the approximate price of 0.082, which is point D, of course, following our general Elliott wave. And according to Elliott wave triple correction, this correction should push Cardano back to R1 levels, which is at 18.9 cents by mid-June of 2019, which again would be a point E right here, R1. Support levels for ADA are 44% lower than the current price at the time of the trend break for the end of Q4 of 2018. All right. And on March 22nd, 2019, ADA made an uptrend affirmation thanks to the positive short-term versus long-term EMA cross, which generated an exit from a possible opposite trend to the current one. By this date, ADA was already anticipating the current bullish movement. The Elliott wave triple correction analysis have a common entry point between the maximum and minimum change, which is swing, versus the RSI. If you look at the Cardano bullish scenarios for January 2018, a fall in prices occurred at minus 70 or 87.8% until the middle of that same year, and similarly, a similar change occurred on July 17, when ADA passed from similar current prices of R1 to levels of S1, a fall of 87.09%. Again, that's quite incidental that it's almost identical. So the falls that they're predicting here are almost identical, and that's why they're concluding what they're doing right here. And this indicates that the ADA must still reach the point of R1 so that this scenario of minus 87% is repeated. Therefore, it affirms that the theory of Elliott for ADA until the rest of Q2 as previously is indicated. I know my reading is a little bit off, guys, but again, bear with me here. The general idea is quite clear, hopefully. Otherwise, I'm doing a very slow pace so you can read yourself if you can't keep up with my mumbling-ish type of stuff. Therefore, any investor looking for profits in this asset must enter right now to be able to obtain ×2 earnings at the current price for the end of Q2 2019, this considering the worst scenario for ADA. Right, so what I have to explain about this as well is that if wait, where's the general price now? If it goes to 19 cents, we would have about times 3 the current price right now. No, that's not true anymore. We would have about times 2 the current price right now. And that would place it at let's say 4.8, right? Let's say it's a little bit more than 2. Let's say $4.8 billion. The good part about it is it will have gained like crazy, and we're all happy with the price gains. Sad part is it will put it at the 7th position still, which would not really bring us that much further. Even in June, and the rest of these cryptos will have gained as well. So, again, we're not totally clear about our end goal here yet. Cardano price analysis, recurrent growth in Cardano's market might push it closer to top trading cryptocurrencies by the end of 2019. Here is again a positive affirmation of another article explaining why it will get there. Though this article, however nice it does sound, is actually totally BS. It does not help you out whatsoever. Look at this. By 2025, ADA's price might top with the lowest of $15 and the highest of touching $50 and whatever. Then I was like, man, this article is messing me up again, wasting my time, letting me read through everything and then giving me some crazy ass prediction with no basis. You know, we can always say, yeah, 2030, ADA is going to be at $7 bazillion. Yeah, I mean, you can say it, but if you have no backing for it, it does not do me any good whatsoever. Cardano price prediction and forecast for 2019 and 20. Is ADA the USD going to the moon? Well, I mean, 10 cents has been achieved, so moon could also be achieved, right? I mean, that's already kind of a nice conclusion. Daedalus and Cardano S have already made it so that Cardano is just got a little bit of a push right now, or at least Cardano S has been having it, and Daedalus over the general term has always been a good part of Cardano, of course, that wallet. 3 teams aiming for decentralization, and we know these 3 teams are now again on the good side with each other. They had some feud going on between them, but everything has been resolved, most likely, and I think that also got some positive momentum going in here again. Academic papers and audits. I was just watching a very, very long Cardano interview a few days ago, or at least a Charles Hoskinson interview. He was just explaining again about how his academic papers and the papers that they're making were, you know, when he made the first one, he was kind of nervous and like he didn't know how to get everything done. But now they're making so many papers, they're reading so many, they're doing so much stuff with it that has just become normal for them. And the amount of the papers that go through is just insane. Those numbers were crazy. Don't remember them literally, but it was quite crazy in that. And again, whenever I'm talking about Cardano in terms of price, wherever it's going to go to, I don't know, I just think about the developments that it's going to make, because here again is another good article, and that's why I keep showing you guys all of these things, because they are all as good as the previous one, right? They all give you some insights into what's going to happen and why it's going to happen, but it's always a little bit of the question of which one you should follow. This one, at least one of the things that they're saying here is on July 25th of 2018, 130 days after the 12-cent low, the price closed at 17.1 cents, right? So the new price at the end of 2019 is going to be 3.8 cents. That is quite interesting, right? That you would think that's completely insane, completely low and not doable, right? But there's a whole different meaning behind that. But if you scroll forward a little bit, you can see that they are really freaking negative, right? Because they say on November 21st, 2018, it will just keep going lower, continue with the trend, 60% rate of decrease, and it will give us a 1 cent price at December 31st, 2020. And the whole time I was reading this article, I was like, man, you know, they're quite cool about them, talking about them, like, oh, this, that, oh yeah, interesting. And then I just started to notice how they were really talking about the price in just the most negative way possible. And another thing I noticed was this right here. The notes that they're given, again, kind of explain to us that there are no similarities between historical events and the current times. But they were just so negative that I had to skip them for my general idea, because they're just not giving me any new value. Here, this article was not helpful to me whatsoever. They do contain normal amounts of information, but didn't really help me. This article, what is the reason for the rally, is not really useful for analysis of whether Cardano can get into the top 5. Blockchain Board of Derivatives, BBOD, rates Cardano as accumulate in its fundamental analysis. This is again another major catalyst for our thing. these articles and these types of things are going to be coming up more and more and more over time here. So Blockchain Board of Derivatives, which has already done a lot of these reports, says now that Cardano is another coin that you should buy. They say accumulate. An opportunity to buy a medium risk crypto at a low price. People are going to be listening to them. And over time, more and more people are going to be flowing in, and more websites are going to be saying this type of stuff. BBOD, a cryptocurrency futures trading platform, published an in-depth analysis about Cardano, a blockchain project developed by a team of academics, including Charles Hoskinson, the co-founder and former CEO of Ethereum. So yeah, they're saying accumulate. And Cardano bull unstoppable after beating XLM. That was also going on. That was quite a big stir where Cardano and Stellar were fighting for the 8th position. Cardano won a few times, and people in my comment section went crazy. They were just like, "Oh my, Dusty, make a video right now. Cardano's at the top. Look at this," and it was just insane. But over time, it's going to be happening, and it will get higher and higher and higher. Right, Cardano is going to get higher and higher and higher, and I definitely believe that it will get into the top 5. We just named a few reasons as to why it can do so. TA, as we can see, is not to be trusted as they are all really different from each other, and that's, I guess, the real thing behind this video. I wanted to give you guys some insights theoretically to say why it can get up there. So we got Shelley coming up here, we got the general faith, we got the community, since Cardano is a very, very loyal community, but also overall quite highly educated as of yet, at least the parts that I've seen. Not that many spammers, not that many moon people. They're just really interested in technology, crypto, because of the way that Cardano works. I really enjoy that. And also what I wanted to give you guys with this is that TA can be useful for trading shorter terms, but most of the time it does not really help you for such long spectrums and for getting into higher positions on market cap. And also that any dip does not matter, as it is just another good point to accumulate more ADA. That's also what I wanted to say. Now let me open up a few links for you guys and also tell you guys to check out the Discord right now to get some free coin signals, but also just to chat with me and some others. It's just a cool place. Here's freebitcoin.in where you can grab some free Bitcoin. Again, it's free, so check it out. I almost wanted to curse. Here's my Instagram. Be sure you check that out as well. Twitter is @thedustybc. Make sure you follow me on there. And Ledger, be sure you buy yourself a hardware wallet. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, let's all get to the top with ADA, guys.